Hey my friends, how are you? This is an opportunity for me to show you something that is simple yet so very helpful, and it gives you an opportunity to what? To use up your strips. And there's so many opportunities for us to acquire all these little strips of papers, and sometimes we just can't seem to part with them. And I know there's a number of things that we can do with them. Sometimes there's cards. People are making cards. They're decorating. They're making, what do you call it, like little banners and such. Well, I like doing this. I like taking all of my clear strips and just making them. Well, this was a 12 by 12 uh, paper pad or piece of paper that I cut down and I used, and I had this little strip left. And as you can see, it's just filled in with scripts, right? Script writing. And so I thought, hey, use up your stuff. And when I'm finished with them, when I'm finished showing you, I'll show you what I've done. Now, this is what they will look like. You see that? Uh-huh. And this I got from a paper pad, right? I took out one sheet, cut off a bulk of it, and this was left. So I thought I'd do the same thing here. And you can use any script stamp. I happen to have this large one here, and it's by Stamp Abilities. And this is a large one. I don't have my ruler. Yes, I do. And this one is 4 by 5 3/4. And I'm gonna take, you can take whatever color ink you want to use, because that's the color of the script writing you will get. I'm using walnut. And you know the rule. When your stamp happens to be so large, you want to turn it over, stamp all over so you can see where the pad is going. When you're satisfied with that, turn it over, make sure you've got the script in the right direction. And mind you, if it isn't, when you go to lay it down, you turn it however you wish, right? And now I'm gonna start onto my board. I've laid out all my strips in formation, and I'm gonna stamp once again because I'm doing another section, right? And I think you can already start to see what's going on there. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you still will be happy with what you have because it's natural. Look at that. Gorge. Simply gorgeous. So I want to put a few more strips there so I don't waste my ink. I'm just trying to find. There we go. So I'm gonna, see, there you go. Love it. And then I'm gonna do it 2 more times or so, because now I want to go to the other side of my paper. Now that didn't come out that good, did it? That's okay, so we do it again. And again, your surface, wherever you're putting your stamp, watch the surface, make sure it's even, because I know where I'm using right now, it's not that even. So I'm not surprised with what's going on here. So what I will do is turn this around so we're all happy, but you get the idea of what's going on here. And so I'm just going to continue on so that I don't waste my paper. And I'm going to stamp the other side. So this is going to be a very short video. There we go. What I needed to do was to put something soft at the bottom so that it's not on the plain cutting board that I'm using there like an amateur. So here I go again. Here I go, here I go, here I go again. And voila. There we go. Yahoo! So I'm gonna lift it up. This is what we have. And these are all strips that I placed down onto a paper so that I can have it laid out. And then I started to stamp. Now, so this is what I had, right? This is the sample that I got from that paper, that scrap paper that I had from my 12 by 12 sheet of paper that I cut down, and I left this piece, and I thought, hey, I could do that. Now, aside from that, if I could put my hand on one of my brushes, don't you love it when you need stuff you can hardly find it? Forgive the reach. So now I was gonna try and use the antique linen and not the walnut to go in and try to color a piece of that paper to see if I can show you, because I want the script to stay visible so that it could really be appreciated, but at the set time I want to show you how we can mimic even a little bit. Oh my. Oh, here it is. I couldn't find my sheet for a bit. Okay, so this is the original. This is the sample one that I just inked a little bit. And I'm going to go in with the walnut just so that I could get a darker tone, because I noticed the antique linen didn't quite do what I wanted. So I'm going to go in with another piece of paper. Oh, that's way too dark. But it's got this idea. Now, the color of the paper, it's not the same as the walnut. It's a different type of a brown. So it's not looking exactly like that. So this is what I have here. You see that? This is the original. Then this is the walnut. Here we have the linen. So linen, walnut, and that's the original here. This is the original. So whatever color you use to make this vintage looking, it could even become like a brown background. So let's, not a brown, I've got ice spruce. Again, we're dealing with Mr. Tim Holtz. Just want to finish up using what's on this brush so I don't waste it. Now we're going to go in with the ice spruce and see what color we get. It's going to be like an icy blue, right? And again, remember, all your scrappy pieces of paper can be used in so many creative ways. One of mine, other than this, of course, happens to be making collages, or clusters, actually. Making clusters, because those are so wonderful in your journals. So yes, whether it's ice spruce or walnut or antique linen, you can just change the color of your white piece of paper into whatever you want and use it in your journals. Now, let me show you. So, let me pick this up and show you. Let me show you. Okay. So we've got our original idea right here. Here we've got our walnut stain. Here we've got our ice spruce. This one is neutral, I believe. And here's our antique linen right here. Look at that. Now, here is how I have used it in my journal. So here I didn't change the color. It's still the natural color. I use it on my white page. So wouldn't this help if I had my ruler to point? So right here, this is how I used it on my page. I'm going to put this down so you can see better. And this is a lovely journal, soft cover journal, cardstock, and yep, both cardstock, inside and out cover. And it's still seeking a forever home. So here I've used it. Oh, you cannot see. Hold on. Hold up. Wait a minute. Okay, I hope you can see, but it's right here. I'm going to bring it closer. Right here, I've been able to use it. Where else? Here again, it's been used. I love using washies and such at the bottom. I don't know why. I've tried. Sometimes I like it at the side, but in decorating my pages, that's my signature look. Just seeing it at the bottom of the page. So here's another example. So I guess in a way you can, yeah, use your strips with your scripts to line the bottom part of your page. And I just happen to like it. So I used it there. I used it here. And I used it here at the bottom. My camera is acting up there. So yeah, and let's say I was to use the spruce, ice spruce. I could place it at the bottom here of my page. Now I probably won't write here because I've got the writing at the side of that page and it would be too much. But maybe somewhere here where it's not, once it's not competing with whatever else you've got going on, you can use it. And if you set it up in such a way, if you were using a whole sheet of paper and you were just stamping, then perhaps you could even line it and put it at the side. Maybe you could even put it across. Maybe something like this. Or fold it in half and just put it like so. There's so much you can do when you're decorating your journals. But what I wanted to show you was the usage of your plain strips of paper that you can turn into beauties such as these. Okay, this is the original and everything else came after. So get to your script stamp and strips and go to town. You can use whatever ink you want. I just happen to be using some of Timmy's and I was so happy with the results. I want to thank you for checking in. Make sure always give yourself an opportunity to try paper play. It is safe, fun, no skills needed, and every mistake could be turned into something so beautiful. Thanks for checking in. This is Aisha. Remember to try paper play. Take care. Bye-bye.